Hello, it's Andy again from the Egocast channel. I don't do many vlogs. I never know what to talk about. I just don't do them. But I got something to talk about. Today is November 2nd. Tomorrow is November 3rd. November 3rd is a very important day because it's voting day. In Ohio, we have on the ballot two issues that I'm going to discuss today. Issue 2, which makes monopolies illegal, and issue 3, which will legalize marijuana for recreational and medicinal purposes. I listened to the radio all day today, and there was a lot of people that seem to be very ignorant about a lot of subjects. So hopefully I will be able to provide some knowledge, at the very least some perspective, because we here at the Egocast love perspective. Probably the biggest thing that people were questioning today was whether or not it's a gateway drug. Honestly, the whole gateway drug thing kind of disgusts me. I believe very much in personal responsibility. I don't know one person, and I know a lot of people that smoke weed, but I don't know one person that ever smoked weed and was then magically addicted to heroin or cocaine or any other drug. I don't understand how people could possibly think that happens. And I know that people don't think that that's what happens. This is kind of putting a silly spin on it. But to say that anything's a gateway to anything is kind of ridiculous. I don't know many people that smoke marijuana that didn't first smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol. So is marijuana a gateway drug, or is cigarettes and alcohol a gateway drug? I know people that were doing coke before they'd ever tried heroin, before they'd ever tried marijuana. So the gateway drug theory is that dealers want to get you doing harder drugs that are more addictive and that cost more money, so that they can make more money. That's where the gateway drug thing came from. They start you with something like pot and then move you up the chain of addiction. So I really don't think that marijuana is a gateway drug, and I think the concept of that is just a way of saying I'm not responsible for my heroin addiction. It was weed that did it. And I think that people should be responsible for their own actions. I've been offered all manner of different drugs, and I don't do them because I don't want to. Because I don't want to get into that manner of things. And there was a time in life when I smoked pot. So I just think that's a fallacy. I think that's a smokescreen. And I think people should smarten up and think before they throw that out as an argument. Another huge part of the issue that people were harping on all day today was the candies, the pot brownies and cookies and the gummy bears and whatever else. And again, I think that comes down to personal responsibility. If you're an adult and you're buying those things for yourself, then you should keep them away from children, kind of like alcohol and tobacco. Or handguns, or, I don't know, cleaning chemicals. You know, the various things that people keep out of reach of children. I think that should kind of go along with it. And I know a lot of children who ask if they can have a sip of beer. And you kind of go, here, have a sip, and see the sour face they make when they try it, or whatever. But you as a parent, you should be responsible for your children. I know that's a new concept and all, but the fuck? So, again, not really a good argument against, because it isn't the candy that is gonna get your kids eating the candy. It's you not being a responsible parent that's gonna get your kids eating the candy. And they're probably going to get the shit anyways, and you're never going to know about it. But that's neither here nor there. Another thing that people brought up is that smoking's bad. And I agree, smoking's bad. It's a shame that weed isn't legal, because then we could do it in so many other forms. There's topical sprays and lip balms and cookies and candies and stuff like that. I really don't think that many people would be smoking weed if it could be acquired in different forms. It's not the smoking that's the attraction. It's the effects. So, come on, think. Probably the most one of the most confusing complaints about this bill is that there will be over 1,000 shops that will be allowed to be opened. I don't get why that's a problem. Ohio's a big state. It's not like there's going to be one on every corner. It's 1,000 shops covering the whole state. That's a lot of jobs. You figure that's 1,000 people at least that are now employed because they have to have an opener. Somebody to own the shop. That person is going to have to hire at least 2 or 3 people. So you've created at least 3,000 jobs right off the rip. That's not bad. That's good. Having jobs is a good thing. It is. Now to go on to issue 2 and the whole monopoly issue. Issue 2 doesn't really describe what a monopoly entails. I've read the bill. I've read it, in every form that it's been publicized. The actual bill. I've read the little blurb that you get when you go and vote. And it doesn't really define a monopoly. It says in so many words that it's against issue 3, that it's against this marijuana monopoly, that these 10 businesses, these 10 people that contributed, however much money they did to the bill, it describes that as monopoly. But if 10 is then the magic number, if anything, if 10 or more groups doing something is or 10 or less groups is a monopoly, then what about fast food restaurants? I can think of McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, let's throw Subway in there, Arby's, Taco Bell. That's 6. I guess we could throw like Subway in there, just to give numbers. So fast food chains are a monopoly because there's only 7 different companies that do it, right? What about grocery stores? I can think of Giant Eagle, Acme. Walmart. Would you count Walmart as a grocery store? Walmart. That's 3. Cable companies, AT&T. Time Warner. Dish. That was Cox. Isn't that one? Cox? I don't know. That's not available in my area. So that's 3. Is Comcast? Is that a company or is that a cable provider? I don't really know. Well, that makes 4. So that's definitely a monopoly. Electric companies. Ohio Edison. Ohio Edison. I really can't think of any others. Ohio Edison? That's 1. Can't be more of a fucking monopoly than that, can you? Theaters. There's the AMC movies. There's the Regals. That's 2. I guess like college campuses have little theaters. Gas companies. Natural gas. There's Natural Gas of Ohio. And Natural Gas of Ohio. I can't think of any others. Starbucks. There any other coffee places? Like chains? Just Starbucks. Everything else is kind of mom and pop shops, but Starbucks eventually drives them out. So, Starbucks. Dunkin' Donuts. They do coffee. Gas stations, I guess, do coffee. Gas stations. How many of those are there? Sheetz, Shell, BP, Sudoku. I don't know. I think that's it. So do those qualify as monopolies? And if issue 2 passes, are those companies going to be punished in some manner? Are they going to be shut down? Or are they going to be grandfathered in? Are those monopolies okay, but weed monopoly isn't? Even though the weed monopoly is damn near twice, if not 10 times, what the other things I listed is? So, I don't know, man. I think they're trying to dupe us. I think that they think that we are idiots. And just because they'll throw the word monopoly out there, that people are going to go, oh, well, that's not good. And I think that people should be smarter than that. I think that a community of voters should educate themselves. I don't think people should vote that aren't educated on the subjects that they're voting on, especially the issues that they're voting on. People should know. People should be taught this is what it is. This is what that means. And a no-nonsense, way of saying it. Don't flower up the fucking whatever so that it's patronizing. Your politicians think you're an idiot. And they know you're idiots. They know you don't research these things on your own. They know it. You aren't fooling them. They don't think you're educated. And they prove it by putting issue 2 before issue 3 and wording the title of issue 2 as, this is to stop monopolies, and then wording the title of issue 3 as, this is for a weed monopoly. People are assholes. You need to stop. And I mean all of you. Every one of you that hasn't done your due diligence and goes out tomorrow to cast your vote. If you are uneducated on the subject, don't vote on it. Just don't. Because I don't think you should. I don't think that you should be able to make a decision that affects the lives of everybody around you based on your ignorant viewpoint of what you just think is going on. That's wrong. It shouldn't be allowed. You should be quizzed before you go in there and pull the lever on anything. I don't give a shit what it is. Especially if it's putting alcohol in zoos. Christ's sake. But that's all I have pretty much to say. If you like this video, share it. If you didn't like this video, well, then you're not in my demographic. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, if you would like things further explained, if you would like to dispute things that I have said, please post them on the comment section. And until next time, have a good day and toke it up.